What's up, everybody? This is Zach
and Allie
with the Nerd Cave. Hope that you're having an awesome day. We're going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 9.
The Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker. We're standing today.
We're standing.
That's how important this is.
Important.
I don't know much about the story until you actually watch it, because I feel like JJ had to do a lot of work.
They did. I was reading a thing where I think it was one of the producers, one of the writers was saying that it was really early in talks and they knew it wasn't going to happen, so it, kind of squashed that idea. But apparently they wanted to split Episode 9 into 2 movies.
That would have been awesome.
It would have been awesome, and after watching it, I think that they should have.
Yeah.
But they were like, but it went against what Lucas wanted. He wanted, it's always just the 9, trilogy. And I'm like, I understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that it would have, it would have been beneficial for them to do that. And I also saw another thing where someone was like, they were describing how the movies felt, and it was Episode 7 was Episode 7, Episode 8 was actually Episode 7.5, and then Episode 9 was Episode Episode 8/9 in one.
Yeah.
And I was like, that feels fair.
Yeah. It was more like a duology more than a trilogy.
Yeah.
Like if you put 7 and 8 together.
Yeah, just 8, because 8 felt a lot, and I'm trying to think, it felt like filler, and people were like, well, it's because it was the second movie in a trilogy. Yes, but you can still have for example,
Empire Strikes Back,
that
for
was
the love
so
of...
good.
That's the best one.
It's great.
It's the best one. The story kind of felt rushed in a lot of places.
It did, but again, a lot of that had to attribute to them feeling like they had to
make up
for what happened in 8, yeah.
And I definitely felt that the Knights of Ren got the shaft, through this whole trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
We're Episode 7, Knights of Ren, you're like, oh my god.
You know who else did? My boy Finn. He got done dirty.
He got so much time in the last movie. Yes, he did. And
that doesn't count. That side story was garbage.
I don't care. He got a side story.
But he was
the Knights of Ren. They look dope. They're like,
no, I agree. But I'm saying more than one person can get,
There was multiple people in the Knights of Ren. They all got the shaft.
Yes, they did too. So did Finn. So did a bunch of other characters.
Oh well, they don't matter. None of them matter except for the Knights of Ren.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it here. You heard it here fresh, y'all. But Episode 7 sets up the Knights of Ren. We don't see them after that until Episode 9.
Are they not in Episode 8?
No, they're not even mentioned in Episode 8.
You're right, they aren't.
And I'm just like, boys.
Jeez.
They got the shaft, and then to explain Snoke away, it's the Emperor. He's like, "Oh, I made him," and then you see him in test tube baby.
I saw this thing where it's someone made a comic where it's Kylo walks in, sees that, and the Emperor's like, "Come to me," and he's like, "Actually, you know what? I'm good." It just leaves, and it's da-da-da-da-da, the credits start.
Yeah, just letting you know, they're already spoilers here.
Oh obviously it's we're going through the movie. There's going to be spoilers.
Yeah, there's going to be spoilers. We'll put that in the title, but if you're already here...
Well, you just put
Luke dies, everybody. What? Luke dies. And Darth Vader is his father, and Baby Yoda ate a frog.
He did.
So, we have, the Snoke thing just kind of...
But, and again, a lot of it was, they were like, we gotta explain this somehow.
Yeah. I'm just kind of catching everybody up to speed, because those are a lot of the questions, the whole Snoke thing, and then Palpatine, he uses a line that he said in Episode 3, the dark side has many abilities that some would call a natural and everything.
Right.
Which I have no problem with Palpatine being back in the movie.
No, I had no problem with that.
Because, shout out, if you've never read Dark Empire, that's an awesome comic book. Is it part of the
canon now? Is it
part? It's part of my canon.
Okay, I was gonna say because Disney's. Yeah.
It's part of my canon. They took a lot from it to make this.
We're getting a little bit ahead. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself now, but I was actually, and I get understand it's not that those books are no longer canon, but I was really happy that you went through the Darth Maul series because of what happens at the end of the movie.
Darth Maul series.
Not Maul, Darth Bane.
Yes.
Sorry, I saw a picture of Darth Maul earlier, so he's on my mind.
You were always on my mind.
I mean, it's Darth Maul.
Yeah. What about Darth Bane?
The Darth Bane series, like just like some of like the abilities and the powers.
Oh
had,
yeah.
Like, again, jumping a little bit ahead, but like because you said Darth Bane, like he like pulls that moon down. And again, spoilers. Yeah. Whenever Rey reaches up and she starts dragging that spaceship down, I was like, oh.
Yeah, like.
But it's like it's showing like just how powerful the Force can be.
Yeah, and I think this. I was watching something earlier today, like the power creep or whatever, like in the movies, like it's like Dragon Ball Z, like it just keeps going and going and going.
But I mean, the thing is, like, if it stays the same, it gets stagnant. So you always have to have something.
But even Luke has pulled down Star Destroyers, like in canon, has pulled down a Star Destroyer.
But I mean, I don't think it's ever been seen in a movie.
No, it hasn't. But I'm glad that they are like amping it. The Emperor. This is way like later, like when he's like the whole lightning thing and like doesn't strike any of his ships.
Oh yeah, that
I was just like,
someone took a page out of Azula's book.
Yeah, I like the movie.
I did too.
I cried like a baby.
Yeah, my mom was saying it was like I don't know, she was talking to you or Amy or something, I don't know, but my mom's like Zach said he cried, and I was like just like out like no context, I was like okay, and I was like. Do you talk about the movie?
Nope.
But yeah, no, like overall, like did I have my fair share of problems with it? Yes, but overall, I liked it.
Yeah.
I had fun watching it. It was great. There's a lot of stuff that happened in it that like I totally call it happening.
Mm-hmm.
There was one I didn't call it at first, but I was talking to a friend who was like, he's like, oh, it's cool that like that you hear the Emperor's voice. I was like, yeah, I wonder how they're gonna integrate him. And he goes, and this was like months out. He goes, I bet he's gonna be Rey's grandfather. And I was like, I think you're right. And then watched the movie, and I was like,
I wasn't expecting that. And when it was like you're a Palpatine, I was like, what? I audibly said what?
Nice. Yeah, there was some like I was in theater. I was like, called it, and then there were a couple of people who were like, you're just like these very soft.
I like that he had that, but it's like, who in their right mind would have been with Palpatine?
Yeah, that's what's like. Everyone's like, oh, everyone's saying, oh, Rey this, Rey that, but no one's asking the real question. How?
Yeah, it's like he not only because you don't see it anywhere in the movies where he had a kid.
Yep.
And that kid had a kid like nothing.
But someone pointed out where it's like, yeah, he was like super gross, but at the same time, he was like the most powerful guy in the galaxy. So that, like,
Yeah, but he's, like, super evil.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is maybe it wasn't his wife.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to know, frankly.
Yeah. So, we have Princess Leia, and we saw... Is her name Rose? Rose? Yes. Yeah. Like, she got kind of, like, the short end because...
That I read... Did you read about that?
Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, like, they were trying to, like... use her to convey like Leia's story, and they couldn't like really work stuff out, so she didn't get a lot of the scenes that they filmed.
Yeah, she was supposed to have a lot. She was supposed to have a lot more scenes with her too, but unfortunately, Carrie Fisher passed away, and they said like they were like, we're not gonna
do the CGI.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that, which like I respect. That's fine. So that's why she was, because I remember like watching and I was like, this girl had like 2 lines.
Yeah. And it feels like abrupt, and you think it's from like, all the backlash from 8, and it's not by any means. I really like the Burning Man place. It looks like Space Burning Man, like when they see like Lando and all of that.
Oh, yes.
Space Burning Man, that's what I call it. Okay. Like when it first popped up, I was like, that's Space Burning Man. I really dug that, and like bringing in Lando was super cool.
That was fun, and then like I think it's like Chewie sees him, and he's like, ah!
Yeah. I just loved how they were bringing in things, but Leia's story was definitely like, you knew it was coming, but you didn't know how it was going to happen and everything.
My heart. I was like, yeah, it's someone like you go and you know she's gonna die.
Yeah.
But you're just like, when she does it, you're just like, I'm fine. I'm not crying in the club.
I cried all the time. Like I cried at least 4 distinct times.
I think because I went and saw the movie by myself, and so I think part of me was like, show no emotion. But I think that if I was like with people, I would have been like bawling.
Oh, like Amy looked over.
I bawled on the inside for sure.
Don't look at me. But like when Rey and Kylo are fighting on the old Death Star.
Yes.
Which was a super cool scene, like the flips and the...
They're fighting throughout, like all their fights throughout, honestly, I would say throughout all the movies, but especially in this one, the choreography was, like, incredible. It was, like, so smooth. And then, because this happens, like, right, like, it's that moment. I remember reading something a few days before the movie came out, and someone was like, it might have been out, someone might have, like, posted it beforehand, but that's just when I saw it, is like, they're like, why don't people take advantage of the on-off function of the lightsaber? Like, people can't, they can't parry what's not there.
Yeah.
And then she did it.
Yeah.
She switched. But I was like, oh, you just did that. And it was so cool.
Yeah.
But it's like that moment whenever, she hits Kylo and you're like, I was like, wow, I can't believe they're killing Kylo this early in. I mean, I knew they weren't, but I was like, okay,
like,
then.
Because I saw it way later and everything. Right. So I started seeing pictures like Force Ghost and all of that, and Kylo was back there. And I was just like,
that's a bold choice.
I was like, this doesn't make much sense here.
But okay.
Okay, JJ, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And then I love how smart they are, okay?
I think I know what you're going to say.
How smart they are, because in The Mandalorian, before it comes out, they show Baby Yoda healing Carl Weathers.
And the thing is, like, because, like, and they hinted the fact that he can do this beforehand in episode 2 of The Mandalorian, because he wants to heal Mando, whose name has been revealed, but I won't say it in this. Yeah. And so it's like, it's implied there. And then, then they pay off later in episode 7. Mm-hmm. He actually, he heals Carl Weathers' character. So it's one of those, it's like, it wasn't like a completely new notion. Of course, if you didn't watch The Mandalorian, you'd be like, what? But
it's also been...
It's exactly what I thought when that scene happened.
I was like, that's really, really smart. It's also been in video games for a really long time.
Sure.
And it's also been in the books, which are now legends. But I'm glad that they're bringing more Force powers in. And I know JJ, before the movie came out, said, we're going to be using a lot of new...
Yeah, he said, we're introducing a lot of new stuff. He's like, and it might make some people mad.
And... where it's like the link between Rey and Kylo, where they're like passing things or like all of that. That's really interesting. Like I've seen like really strong Force links in like games or in books, but never on that level.
Right. And then they explain it later where like someone mentions it before.
Kylo mentioned it.
Is it Kylo mentions it first? Mm-hmm. He's like, we're like a dyad in the Force, which is like just the
super powerful.
Basically, they're just like connected.
Yeah.
And it's like a stronger connection than would be normal.
Yeah.
And so like that's how it's like, that's why they can do all this.
Yeah. And they should always play Reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah, the first time they get reunited. Oh yeah, this is, hey man, what's up? At least in person.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on here, and the Sith planet, really dope.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It's definitely like a far fling from like Korriban, which is the like EU version of the Sith homeworld and everything, which is more deserty and like that's more my style, but it still was really cool. It had a lot of awesome things that kind of hinted at different things in the old canon, with like the huge statues of the Sith Lords and everything. And there's a cool one for KOTOR 2. There's one that looks like Darth Nihilus. He was like the main villain from KOTOR 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Oh, okay.
So it was just really cool.
That was cool. Rey, like, because she's like, I have to go find the Emperor, but I need to find the Sith. I gotta get the Sith Wayfinder to get to the Sith planet, because that's the only way you can get there. Mm-hmm. And of course, Kylo's tracking her down and this and that.
He's being a little bit of a creeper.
A bit.
He's like, hey girl.
Hey girl. Hey girl. What's the hello mama, let me whisper. But
you're in my chambers.
The first God, that scene I was like but like there's a part, it's whenever they're on the space Burning Man planet.
Space Burning Man.
Whenever like it's like right after one of the clips from the like from like the very original teaser, whenever she like flips over a ship, cuts or whatever. That's actually Kylo.
Yeah.
And then like they have a fight, and all of a sudden Finn comes down. He's like, Rey, that ship, Chewbacca's on it, and Rey's like, oh no, and starts dragging it back down with the Force. Super cool, because Finn's just like, okay, didn't know I could do that.
Watch out.
Yeah, and then Then Kylo comes in and like they're having this like force battle, and like Rey just gets pushed to the point where all of a sudden she shoots out lightning.
Yeah.
And like that's whenever everyone in the theater went, because like at that moment I was like, oh, they are gonna do it. And then everyone else in the theater just went, does that mean what I think it does?
Like the force lightning was like, it's always been something that the Jedi never really used,
Right.
but it's
never been like, it was never.
It's not like, oh, that's the, you know.
Right, but I was like watching it, I was like, but that's what everybody associates it with.
Yes, definitely.
So I was like either they are gonna do it, or they're gonna say it's like, oh, you're becoming like the Sith, which going on to like one of the next big beats, I think it was supposed to be kind of like paralleling or like an homage to whenever, I think it's an Empire Strikes Back whenever.
Yeah, when Luke goes into the Hollow.
Yeah, into the Hollow, and he fights Darth Vader, and then it's himself. Well, then in the old Death Star, Rey fights like a Sith version of herself.
Yeah.
And at first she's like holding, like then she's got like the dual-ended lightsaber. It was so cool. I was like, look, I don't want Rey to be evil, but Sith Rey's super cool.
Yeah, except when it's like with big teeth.
Oh yeah, that was sweet.
I was just like, that's like Bilbo Baggins, like. When someone's like,
you're not wrong. It felt like they were just trying to have this super scary thing, and it felt like for a moment modern horror cinema creeped into Star Wars, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have had that would have been like a really solid scene. Mm-hmm. It was super short though.
It was super short. Like I wish, like I understand, like you didn't want it to drag on, and like. But it was still really cool.
Yeah, it was. And then we see like the fight with Kylo and her start.
Yeah, and then
everything.
Then they she stabs him, and all of a sudden they both feel Leia pass away because Leia uses like the last, because I guess she's weak.
Yeah.
And so she uses the last of her energy to like reach out to Kylo. She just says Ben, and then she's done. And then like they both feel it, and then Rey's like, so I'm not gonna let you die after your mom just died because that's messed up.
She's just like, and then she's like, poop.
Well, yeah, because like she stabs him afterwards. She's like, oh, this isn't good.
Bad form.
Time out. Take it back.
Like going real quick back to like when she does the Force lightning thing and it blows up the ship. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. They're going to kill Chewbacca off?
It was one of those things, in that moment, I was like, either he's on a different ship, or they killed him and they didn't have the guts to show it on camera.
Like, I was just like I was very angry.
That one, I think I think I actually like legitimately teared up at that. I mean, like, the entire time I'm crying on the inside. And again, I was alone, so I was like, no emotions. But I think
like,
at that point I was like
angry. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me, because I've experienced Chewbacca dying already.
What?
In the extended universe, expanded universe. I've experienced it before.
Well, it doesn't count anymore since Disney was like,
it does count because I felt those emotions, everybody, and you did too if you read that book. Anyway, like what? So I just wanted to say that because when Poe, Finn, and all of them like. The General Hux thing felt really like
talk about someone else who got shabbed. General Hux.
Yeah,
he was a great character. Like it was one of those like had they been like playing, and again, I think that had they had the ability. I mean, technically they did, but I understand why they didn't. But so we'll say had they had the ability to split 9 into 2 movies, I think they would have been able to flesh that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they were like, all right, storyline, gotta wrap it up, move on to the next one. Let's go. So.
Yeah, and like it just felt weird.
It did, but I loved the pettiness of it, where he's like, I don't care if you win, I just need Kylo Ren to not win. I was like, you know what? I love it.
The new general is also from Doctor Who. He was the one that had like the snowmen and all of that.
Oh, that was like the end of 11?
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of the end of 11.
Okay, well.
I don't know. But I think I know if you're talking about, because I remember seeing pictures of it.
Yeah. He was a really good like general, like to kind of take over, because you could tell Hux was not going to be like.
No, but I love him anyway.
Yeah, but at another emotional scene, like when Leia died, it was like okay, like.
But like he knew it was happening.
I knew it was happening, but when Chewie found out and started freaking out and crying, like oh my god,
and I think that was to make up for like in The Force Awakens, whenever it's like right after Han dies and Chewie and Leia just walk past each other and like just don't say anything. I feel like it was kind of to like make up for that. Yeah. But yeah, because like it's true, like that's exactly how he would that's how he should and how he did react.
Yeah.
And I'm watching, I'm like, oh my god, Chewie, no, it's okay.
Yeah, like him freaking out, like it was just like heart wrenching because he's not only lost Han, he lost Luke and now he's lost Leia.
Like, everybody.
Yeah, all he has now is Lando.
And the one that actually got me. I mean, I figured that like they might have found a way around it, and then they did. But like whenever C-3PO was like, no, it's okay, wipe my memory. I'm just taking one last look at my friends. I was like, no. It's because, like, I knew something was going to happen to him whenever he was like, R2, you're my bestest friend, and I want you to know that. And I'm like, something's going to happen. You're going to die, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, then they did that in the trailer. That's when I felt the emotion. Like, when it happened in the story, I was just like...
Oh, I didn't see it in the trailer.
I was just like, this sucks. We get all of that. Rey goes to, like, she goes back to, like, where Luke was.
Yeah, to his little
and she's like, I ain't doing this. I ain't getting turned by Palpatine. I ain't playing this game.
And then Luke shows up and he goes, that's what you think.
I love that she, like, throws the lightsaber. He catches it. He's like, that's no way to treat a Jedi's weapon.
He's like, and also he's like, this is mine. Come on.
Well, and it's like, it's taking back where he just discards that and everything. But, like, as soon as she got there, I was like, she's going to use Luke's X-Wing. So, like, it was just like...
Because, like, I remember, like, I was waiting for a lot of these things because I remember JJ saying before the movie came out, he's like, the way we wanted this movie to end was to, like, come full circle. We wanted to finish it how it started. And I think that they did a really good job with that, with, like, bringing in all these little different details. Mm-hmm. And then I love the fact that, like, jumping back a little bit, because it showed that Leia is training Rey, and she even calls him Master Leia. And when that happened, I was like, yes! And then they do the flashback, and they show young Luke training young Leia, which was super, super cool, because it's like, so that's basically saying, like, no, guys, Leia did actually get, like, she has the Force, and she did actually get trained, calm down.
Yeah.
And then we get to see, I think it's like, like, she's talking to Luke, and he goes, Leia wanted you to have this, and then you get to see Leia's lightsaber, which was really cool.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Obi-Wan's lightsaber, like just the shape of it a little bit. But I thought it was really cool. And then like she gets to like use both of them, and like of course I was like, well, when she gets there, my boy Kylo Ren, he just had his moment of redemption, chucked his lightsaber. So I'm like, okay, she's gonna take the two, and he's gonna get one. But
the moment when Han Solo shows up, oh my gosh, it was so emotional, and it was almost a beat by beat of the same conversation in 7.
Yes, but it was like I loved that, which obviously like that was the purpose of it, especially whenever he's like he's like I know what I need to do, but I don't have the strength to do it. I was like well, look at him, redeeming. Yeah,
I love that. Like
so
I knew like having a redemption arc for Kylo was the best way to go.
I was against it for a long time, but I was also like, if they do redeem him, he's gonna have to die in the end. And I called it.
What, he dies in the end? I went out to get popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
So we get to the Sith planet, like the rebels or resistance, whatever they want to call it. They are with the R words.
The really good guys.
Yeah, the really good guys. Like the small contingency, like follows Rey's, like she kind of transmits her force through.
I thought that was cool, where she was like, "Hey guys, party's over here."
Yeah, and then Lando and Chewie were like trying to go grab more people and everything.
Right.
The final order, oh my lord!
I remember seeing this thing right before the movie came out when they were like, it's like, oh, we have this giant spaceship that can destroy a planet, and then we made a planet into like a destroy. It was like just like upping it up. Someone was like, I don't like this pattern, and so when they showed the final order and they all had planet destroyer cannons on them, I was like, that's all I could think about. I was just like, I don't like this pattern.
So like we have this like crazy like amount of Star Destroyers with planet killing ability.
Probably like hundreds or something like that. Like it was a ton.
It was a ton. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
It actually was. It was really nice to see like the classic Star Destroyers again.
Yeah. So we see her come in. They're trying to like raise themselves and all this kind of stuff. But when she gets down on the planet, confronts the Emperor, and he's like, "Oh, you you killed me and you become the most powerful.
And then you can stop the attack. Ooh, and Rey's like, well, I guess you're right.
And Kylo gets there. I haven't watched it, but there's a like a version of like Kylo like running through. It's like, I need a hero.
I can already picture it perfectly. That's so good. I love it.
So he's like fighting the Knights of Ren. Once he gets down there, he gets one of the lightsabers.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they have this moment where it's like Rey can see that Kylo's there, and they kind of nod at each other, and so she's getting ready to like perform the ritual and strike down the Emperor, but then she puts the lightsaber behind her back, brings it back. Ooh, where'd it go? And then Kylo brings it out from behind his back, and then people have done side by side comparisons from Return of the Jedi. You have Han outside of the shield control place, and he's like, and then there's like Kylo with the lightsaber, and he's like. It's like it's really funny to have like the two side by side. But yeah, like he gets like then like the Knights of Ren just kind of look at him, but it's one of those like you can tell they see like once he has a lightsaber, they're like, uh-oh.
And what gets me, like the Knights of Ren are supposed to be trained in the Jedi arts as well, because they are also like they're people that Kylo took from Luke's academy, and I'm just like, where's their lightsabers?
Well, I'm sure
Why
it was one
are
of
they
those.
not like pushy?
He didn't want them to have sabers as well.
They got shafted, everybody.
I mean, they did.
They got shafted. Anyway, the like weird cloaked hooded figures that are all in the
that one I'm just like, who are you?
Are they like clones of Palpatine?
Yeah, I was like, are they more Snoke clone things? Like,
I don't know.
I really they don't explain it. I get it was a lot for like creepy factor, but honestly I feel like it could have been more effective had they just been alone.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, they could have done
like
more
they show
with
that.
that.
Like they show like he has like never at the beginning of the movie whenever Kylo's walking through. Like it shows that like there's people working there, but it was like a lot.
Yeah.
And like it was that was like the only thing where I'm like I just really wanted an explanation for who are you.
And I know I've seen some places like how is like Palpatine back? Like clearly he's like transferred his essence into a clone, and then people are like, well, how did his clone age that much? They're in the Dark Empire 2 book. It was really good, by the way. Go get the trade paperbacks. His dark side energy is too much for the body of the clone, so the clone's body deteriorates much faster, and that's why he's like got like bones sticking out of like fingers, and like he's all like this sort of deal.
I can buy that.
Yeah, so that kind of like answers that whole.
Yeah, but going back to me saying I'm glad you talked about the Darth Bane series is never so like eventually like in this whole fight both Kylo and Rey they're in the same room, they confront Palpatine and he goes no. And then he like drains their life force. But then whenever he was telling Rey, he was like, "My life will like," and then like they said kind of the same thing with the Jedi. And I think that they meant it more like a spiritual sense than anything else. But like because the Darth Bane thing, transferring himself into another person, I thought that that's kind of what they were going to try to go for in this. And so I was like, I'm glad I have this knowledge.
And you get to check that out when we put that series out.
Yeah, sorry, I'm spoiling
okay.
things.
Okay. All right.
It's a teaser.
Yeah, that's a teaser for our new show.
It's okay, just bleep it out. Redacted, canceled.
So, this whole part is interesting. Like, I don't mind it at all. Except for the kiss. Like, I don't know if it was necessarily, like, it didn't really bother me.
It didn't bother me, and like, it was one of those, I had a feeling, part of me hoped that they didn't just because I had a feeling it was going to feel rushed, which it kind of did, but I know a lot of people have been wanting it to happen since episode 7, and I'm like...
But at the same time, it's like, this guy just brought me back to life.
I'm like, so it's like, I get it.
Like...
And it seems like she... Because, at the beginning of the movie, like, they keep having this conversation where, Kylo... I'll make the distinction. Kylo's like, I could tell you wanted to take my hand, and Rey's like, I did, but I wanted to take Ben's hand.
Yeah.
So they're trying to kind of... I think they were trying to allude that she was falling in love with Ben because, like, she saw what his future could be whenever back in episode 8. And so I think that she was like, okay, yeah, I like this, but Kylo sucks.
Yeah.
And so the whole time she's trying to get Ben back, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, no, cool, you're here, you're Ben, dope. And then he's like, cool, bye.
Yeah, like, clearly from Palpatine, like, draining their life essence and everything, and then yeeting him down into this pit.
That poor boy.
He got a lot, but he saved Rey.
Right. Yes.
And that was a big part of it, and all while this is going on, space battle up there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. It's and all this, and Palpatine's like.
But like because, someone pointed out like they don't show it, but clearly Ben Solo would have felt whenever Rey died because like the entire time, and I think I can't remember. I think I read something, and I'm pretty sure this is what it said, but it was like because the entire time Finn's trying to tell Rey something, and at first I thought it was him going to be like, oh, like I don't know, something.
I like you.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something like that, but then I think J.J. Abrams said that like the thing he was gonna tell her is that he also has the Force, that he is Force sensitive because they
kept showing him. Oh,
yeah,
I feel this. I feel this.
And he's like, yes, I know that. And then so whenever Rey dies, like they cut to Finn and he goes like he is devastated.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
What gets me, and someone pointed this out, I was watching a video or something, and it was like, Palpatine, like, didn't really care for lightsabers, but he was, like, a master, like, swordsman. Like, he was really, really good. But for the love of God, if you keep getting beat every time you use Force Lightning by a lightsaber, why don't you have a lightsaber?
That's such a good point!
And it's just like...
Goodness. That is so funny.
Battle up in space. When Chewie and Lando get there, like there's so many ships. Like there's like Star Destroyers. Like there's like Republic, like ventilators and all of that. But there's the Echo, which is from like Star Wars Rebels, and the Razor Crest is there.
The Razor Crest is there?
The Razor Crest is in there. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'll have to go rewatch the movie. I'm not gonna pay $10 to go rewatch it for that.
I'll pull a picture.
I'm just gonna say I'm sure that there's pictures of it.
I'll put it right here.
My boys.
Yeah.
Plural better be.
Yeah. So they were there.
Oh, I love it.
And they brought back Wedge Antilles, which was the best pilot. He was like the Poe Dameron.
Right.
Actually, Poe Dameron's like the Wedge Antilles.
Yes, yes.
Which is weird. Like I think they fixed it because they brought him into the movie, but like he would have never like gone away from like the Resistance or anything. Like he was always ready for a fight.
Maybe he got like really injured or something and was like, I can't anymore.
Not Wedge.
I don't know.
Wedge Antilles don't get hurt. He don't get hurt.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He don't get hurt. Now Dak died.
I think a majority of people are saying, guys, chill out. If you didn't like the movie, that's okay, but like chill.
Yeah.
And then, because like some people are like, it was the worst movie. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, you're wrong. It was not the worst Star Wars movie.
I can show you worse ones.
Yes. Honestly, I think the sequels, because we have the original, the prequels, and then the sequels. And I think that what's going to happen to the sequels is what happened to the prequels, which is when the prequels first came out, people hated them. Mm-hmm. But now a lot of people are like, no, the prequels are my favorite. And like, it's great.
I think it's more generational for sure.
That, and I think that just with time, because a lot of people are saying, well, the reason you don't like it is just because it's not the original. And I think that, and I'm not like, again, I'm not saying you can't have your fair share of problems with the movies. I had my fair share of problems with the movies. I don't have time to go into all of them right now. But I think that right now they're getting a lot more, there's some people who are giving it way more criticism than I think it warrants.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think a lot of people are still, not even think, I know, because it's very apparent, a lot of people are still upset that Rey was the main character. Because she was a woman. Like, it's one of those, it's not like no, some people have made it very apparent that that's why they don't like the movies, and I'm like, okay, well, you need to get off your high horse.
You got bigger problems than Star Wars.
But so like, but like overall, I really liked the movie. I thought it was fun. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a good way to end the series. It wrapped things up. I like how like the final scene is her looking off at the two suns on Tatooine, and like I loved that final shot. I was like, okay.
I love that she has a yellow lightsaber.
Yes, and the fact that like they make the handle. I thought it was actually.
I thought it was going to be. It is from her staff.
Okay, because someone did a side-by-side comparison, and the shape it looks slightly different, but that could have just been a weird picture or something. Because you see it and you're like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's parts from her staff. And everything.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I thought it was going to be a double-bladed lightsaber, which it might be. I don't know.
Yeah, they only show the one, but like but just that handle's too big for it not to be a double.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's gotta.
But she has a yellow blade, which the only ones that ever had a yellow blade were the Temple Guardians.
Right.
Which is a huge deal because there's never been, like, other than the Temple Guardians, a regular Jedi to have it. So she's like the guardian of the Jedi Order because she's the only one.
I love it. It's so great.
Yeah.
It was the little things like that in the movie that I think really helped it out.
Yeah. I love the movie, and, like, people are always going to find a problem for something.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
And if that's all you want to do, then you're never going to enjoy anything in life.
Exactly. We don't accept those negative vibes here. No.
Hashtag love Star Wars.
Hashtag.
Or Baby Yoda will come and find you.
Baby.
And eat you.
I love Baby Yoda.
Like a frog. So we hope that you enjoyed our ramblings over Rise of the Skywalker. And she chose the name Skywalker.
Yeah, I love like all the different jokes that have been coming out where it's like, Ray who? And then just like everyone's different take on it, like different memes that come from it. It's fun.
Yeah. So let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. Keep it nice and friendly.
Yes.
Or we'll find you.
Yes.
And we will hurt you.
Yes.
Also, you can check out our new show that's going to be coming out real soon.
Woo.
Called As Far As
I can remember.
As long as whatever. That's that one. I just spent a long time editing. The first episode is Lit Fam. And we also have our Mandalorian reviews. You can check those out. And if you like video games, you can check out the live streams every Monday and Thursday over on Facebook. Links are down in the description below. This has been Zach.
And Allie.
Have a blessed week.